Salute my Tiger Tribe family, elevating higher and higher through the use and practice of self-discipline. It's your guy, it's your man, MP, Mystical Path, the Mystic Oracle, back at you with another video, another needed topic. Before I get in, be sure to like, subscribe, leave your comments and whatnot. And I'm gonna go ahead and dive into this because this seems to be a major issue for a lot of people. That honestly, I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me dealing with this, but I'm finding out in life, and I mean throughout the years, I'm finding out that a lot of people deal with this. So today I'm going to talk about anger and self-control, like internal rage, internal anger, and having self-control. A lot of you out, a lot of you out here are dealing with, they call it anger issues or whatever, or you're quick-tempered, or you're short fused like me, like instant. You can be ready to get down and just you pop off in an instant because uh, you're constantly getting tested and being targeted because you are that way. So life is one of your lessons in life is to learn how to control, kind of subdue and normalize your anger, conquer it. Like, to be honest with you, like I know what a lot of you are dealing with. That's why I'm going to talk about this subject. I'm going to be really thorough in this video because a lot of you are looking for answers. And to be honest with you, to be completely honest with you, there is no one answer to your anger or your rage or, controlling yourself. Because honestly, it's just something you're born with. You're born with it, because there's so many mixtures of bloodlines. There's so much going on inside of your blood, inside your veins. You're carrying genetic memories of your ancestors. You, excuse me. You're carrying genetic memories and experiences of your ancestors. And then, your close relatives. I talked about this in another video. Your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, or whatever. And then you're carrying your own experiences because you're a mixture of yourself and all these other, and your mother and your father and the people that you come from, which make up your blood and your blood type or whatever. And the body is such a complex organism. It's very complex, and you're like a storage. You're like a bank of memories and experiences from many lives. I talked about this in another video. Excuse my eye. I don't know. My eye is itching or whatever. But so and the more experiences you've had, and the more experience you have, and the more mature you are in life, believe it or not, you're going to be quicker to anger. You're going to be quicker to be triggered because you've reached a level of maturity and knowledge and wisdom and different things that may sound crazy, but the more your eyes begin to open, the less tolerance you have. The more your eyes begin to open to truths around you, like certain things that's going on. Like, look, here's the thing. When you're blind and you're just out living life, you don't think about no consequences. You're not even aware of certain consequences of certain things that you're doing. You're just living. You're just having a good time. Nothing phases you. You like whatever. So, it's not easy to pop you off because you're not, you in such a no care vibe. You in such a blissful, that's why they say ignorance is bliss. That they say it's blissful because you carefree when you don't when you're in a state of not knowing, like ignorance It's not really a negative. It's just associated with you not having, you're not knowing. So ignorance is bliss to some degree, because you don't have to. You're not thinking about the outcome of certain things. You're just partying, having a good time. So you're really slow to anger. But when you're somebody that's aware, or you becoming aware or awaken, and you see certain things around you, and you're aware of certain things, and you can zero in on, you know so many things, and your light begins to turn up. The volume on your light begins to turn up, and then you begin to see. So it's not a blissful state, because you're awakened, or you're awakening, which causes you to be more irritable with people and situations around you. You get highly irritated with ignorance, because you're in a state of knowing, and you're around all these lies and all this other stuff. And then, like I said, you have to carry the weight and the experiences and the traumas and all this other stuff from your families. So, like I said earlier, there's no one solution. There's no one solution to this. And a lot of you religious buffs, a lot of you religious buffs, um, a lot of the churches, and like in the black churches, because I come up in that. It's a band-aid, and many times it's a false reality. Many of you do that to escape and not have to deal with what's going on in life. But here's the thing: church, religion, Christianity, prayer, meditation, yoga, green tea, whatever, going to a therapist, you know 3 or 4 times a week or whatever, that's severe. But a lot of cats have to do what they have to do. But my point is, those things are only those are temporary fixes. There's no one solution to what you're having to deal with. It's a consistent monitoring of yourself, of your emotions, your thoughts, where you are, the people you're around. And on a spiritual sense, the more awakened you become, the more attacks you're going to get. I mean, you're going to be out in public, and people are just going to test you, and just all this other stuff, because they're being influenced by those negative influences to test you on your path. Sounds crazy, but it's true. It's a negative energy that influences people to just go out and bother the people, that because in the spirit world they know you're easily triggered. And if that's not the truth, why would you be out in public all of a sudden, then just somebody comes to test you or whatever? Somebody just comes, singles you out, or target you, and want to press your buttons, knowing you can pop off, which can put you in a very dangerous situation, physically and with your freedom. So my point is, you have to do a lot of things to control and calm yourself in dealing with anger. If you're easily triggered, and you're easily, you're easily ready to get down with somebody, and you got one of those switches that can be turned off, like me. When you snap or something like that, it just, you're in the red zone. you know that has to be controlled. I have to tell myself this every day, you know when you're alone, when you're with people, because the more you know, the more you grow, and the more mature you come in life. The more mature, how, example, how you get around older people, and they just seem to have zero tolerance for bullshit. That's growth. That's maturity. So you can be a young cat. You can be in your 20s. You can be in your 20s and your early 30s or whatever. You can be a young cat, but you can have elevated to a certain level in maturity. So you carry almost this same behavior as a older people. Many times you got a zero tolerance. You're easily triggered. You just ain't got time for bullshit or whatever, and that can be offensive to a lot of people. Why? Because so many people still live in the blissful state of ignorance, or what they perceive to be a blissful state, which it is and it isn't. So there's no one answer to you controlling your anger. I'm gonna speak a little bit more about this. There's no one answer to controlling your anger. If you have rage and anger issues or whatever, and you just short fuse and you snap easily and all these other things, you mind your own business, but you always feel like you're being targeted and tested or whatever. There's a combination of things that you have to do to normalize yourself every day. And as you grow, it gets better. You get calmer, and you just like, okay, whatever. You let certain things just bounce off you. But there's a continuous amount of things that you have to do. You have to create habits that normalize your anger and normalize your mood. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about some of those things. Okay, you can use meditation, which is a form of deep breathing. Meditate, get into meditation every day. Do it twice a day. Do it when you wake up. Do it when you're about to go to sleep. And if you get in certain situations where you feel your heart pumping and your blood rising, then you get to yourself and say, okay, before I jump in this situation, let me just calm myself. You got to control yourself. That's your plight in life. I've had to learn that, and I'm still learning it. I've had to learn that throughout many years. Being just quick, just popping off real quick, knocking niggas out, getting knocked out. Well, I've never been knocked out before, but, I've been hit, I've been, jumped. I've never been knocked out. But because my temper's so quick, I just go in on cats. I go in. And a lot of times when your blood is activated like that with that heat, you got to take yourself and be like, okay, calm myself down, chill, let me breathe. And you use meditation. Breathing clears the thoughts. That's pretty much what it does. It because your brain is always scrambled thoughts, whatever. It doesn't stop. You're always hearing ideas, and if you have a creative brain, the brain's never going to stop. Even when you sleep, even when you wake up. So you have artificial ways, like people use artificial ways to deal with their uh, active brain, a constantly active brain. People go into drinking, but I'm talking about forms of doing it without the artificial way. Utilize breathing to clear the thoughts. It's not going to permanently clear your thoughts, but it'll help you in that moment of rage. Magnesium. Take your magnesium supplement. Get you some magnesium. When you're hot blooded, when you're quick tempered, when you're hot blooded and you're quick tempered, and you just got a bad temper. That means that people easily pull energy from you, which pulls magnesium from your body and from your brain. Did you know that? So your diet is important in things you do. Exercise. Go throw some weight around. Go in the gym. Don't you know don't go in the gym and get like these 5 and 10 pound weights. I'm saying, if you can, that's nothing to you. Those are crumbs to you. But you in the gym thinking unless you're doing like a burnout sitters. I'm talking about or real solutions, or real things that'll help assist you. Go throw some real weight around, bro. Don't be in the gym playing. Go to the gym for 45 minutes. I would say for a lot of you beginning, go to the gym for 45 minutes to an hour. But while you're in the gym, throw weight around. Don't be in the gym bullshitting, man, because you're wasting your time. Don't get in the gym bullshitting. When you go in the gym, you got to go in beast mode. Throw weight around. Get you some headphones or whatever, if that's what it takes for you. Get focused, get in the zone, and go push weight. And it's going to hurt. Get you a regimen. Get you 4 sets of 12, 15, something you can handle, something that's not going to break you, but something that's going to make you exude energy. And you'll be surprised when you exhaust the body. For some reason, it sends a rush of dopamine. It sends it's crazy, but it just sends an energy rush through your body, and it also sends a calming uh, film over you. You know, it. I can't explain the science on working out, but this is known for years. I mean, physical therapy. I mean, that's why they call it therapy. You have to do physical movements. If you're still all the time, and you're idle or whatever, you're not going to get anywhere like that. Unless you're meditating on, you're doing something that requires you to be still. My point is when you exhaust the body and the brain, because when you're exercising and when you're working out, your brain, all those thoughts and those voices and all that, because you're focused on all that physical weight requires thought. Yeah, when you're thinking about all that and you're tearing muscle fibers or whatever, your brain is focused on that. So you don't have time to hear, all those other scrambly thoughts or whatever. And when you exhaust you feel good. That's why a lot of you see cats come out the gym, they be ready. I mean, cats be like, you feel good. And that can, depending upon how hard you go, you can get a sustained calm for me, it lasts maybe about 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours. Like when I go in the gym hard and I'm doing physical, I do calisthenics and I'm getting it in and I'm, hitting the punching bag or whatever. After I get through and exhaust my body, I'm cool for about 3, 4 hours, sometimes longer, I guess. So do that. Get into physical stuff. Ride a bike, swim, do something where you have to be active and you're not just idle, to where the brain can just bully you and punk you and all that other stuff with meaningless thoughts, really. You have to fertilize, because your brain, your mind is a garden. Your mind, you have to be the one to till the ground of your mind and plant positive seeds in your brain. Otherwise, weeds are going to grow, as Les Brown likes to say. If you don't do these things, weeds are automatically going to grow. Weeds being those just scrambled thoughts and unproductive, you know. Okay, so what did I mention? Meditate, breathing, magnesium, exercise. Another one, prayer. I don't subscribe to it as the religious people do. You know, I'm not talking about these empty, meaningless, fake prayers. I'm saying authentic, humble prayers to the universe and to the creative force, to God, to the supreme being. And you come humble and you say, Creator, I'm dealing with these things in my life, from my actions, from things that I've done, from negative things that I've done, because I understand that there's consequences to everything that I do. I understand that I'm dealing with things from my ancestors. I got things in my blood, maybe some chemical imbalances due to, you know, me not having a certain knowledge of my diet and eating bad and all these other things, and stress in life, and you dealing with craziness. Or I dealt with this chick in the past and she got all, I'm always thinking about it. She brought all this stress to me, whatever. Creator asks you to help me to overcome these things. You know, oh universe, please assist me on my path. Please grant me calmness on my journey. Or please give me, help me to utilize the keys and the knowledge that you have given me in order to have a balance in life and not be so stressed. You have to come in prayer like that. You know, a lot of you cats think you too macho or whatever to pray to God or pray to the Creator or whatever. You wrong. You're wrong. There's nothing wrong with being macho and I'm macho. I'm masculine. I'm a real nigga. But you still gotta come humble, even if you're a real nigga. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That's my phone just going off with emails and texts and whatnot. But you still have to come in a humble way, because when you're sending up those salutations and those prayers and those requests or whatever, they're being heard by many, many, many different entities, many different forces, many different energies. Those prayers have to pass through and break through certain spiritual barriers and all this other stuff. You know, you have to be humble and you have to be fervent. You have to have power inside your prayer. Don't be sending up empty prayers. Oh yeah, God, I thank you for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, whatever, help me get this car. I'm trying to get these. Don't be sending up those empty, fake ass prayers, man, to the Creator. Because you can bring a curse upon yourself, which is a whole nother video. But if you don't come humble at the Creator, especially if you live in a negative life, you got negative behavior and you just got this evil, demonic, satanic energy that you just push in the world or whatever, and you want to mock the Creator. The Creator, and the universal forces can send bad luck your way, bro. And then if you rageful and angry and you still ain't got no control over that, you can be influenced to do some dumb shit that'll get you locked up for life, or get your life taken away. That can happen if you're living a good life too. I'm saying, but you have a better chance if you gotta have balance in life. I'm not saying you gotta, like they do in churches, hours and hours, pastor screaming and organ, people running around shouting and doing flips, and a lot of craziness. I'm not saying that. You don't have to do all that. I'm saying get yourself in a humble state and try your best to live a balanced life. Get through these days utilizing balance. And these are just tools that you can use. I'm not saying it's going to be because prayer alone ain't going to do it. Sorry. You can call on Jesus. You can call on Jesus 1,000,000,000 times. But you're still required to be active in your life. You just can't sit at home and pray or, well, I'm just going to be a bum on the street and just pray and look, man, because you have a purpose in life. You can't just give up in life. You can't. And think Jesus just gonna carry you through life, and you can just be lazy and be a bum and not do no work. Well, Jesus got my back. Yeah, He got your back, but there's some things you got to do. What are you living for? So these are certain tools that's gonna help you on your journey. I'm saying this because I deal with this. I've dealt with it for many years. I'm gonna do a part 2 on this because some of you cats, you cats have a genuine request for help in this area. You can control your anger. You can normalize it. Let's put it that way. It's not totally going to ever go away because you need it. It's the same thing with your lust. I talk about in other videos. Your lust and your vigor and that sexual desire. That's not going to completely go away. because you need it to procreate, to make more humans and whatnot. I'm saying that you can normalize these physical things you deal with, these mental things you deal with, and the spiritual things you deal with, because in life there's a balance. You can't just have it up all the time. Life is not going to be up all the time. That's a damn lie. Whoever's telling you that is a liar. Anybody that's telling you you're going to have a up, blissful, never no problems life, you a liar. They're a liar. They're lying to you. You know, I know, even millionaires, and I know them. Dudes with tons and tons of money. They own all types of medication, antipsychotic, antidepressant, shit never go, and they got all this money and they still not happy. That's a whole nother video. But then on the other side, I know people that have zero, and they still bring this positive energy to everything. I'm like, bro. So it's an internal battle with you that you have to deal with. It's an internal battle in you have to deal with. These are just some tools that could help you. Let me know how they work. Like, subscribe, comment, let's talk. Let me know some remedies that have helped you on your journey if you're real hot-blooded and, all this other stuff. Appreciate you guys. Tiger Tribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.